All right, guys, so we do have some new switches from Wuque Studio. We have an assortment of linears, tactiles, as well as some silent switches that we're going to be taking a look at today. These were sent over to me by Custom Keys, so if you do decide to pick some of these up, they do have a special going on where they do give you free worldwide shipping. They're based in the UK if you place an order for more than 90 switches. And these switches are actually reasonably priced as well. They are $13 per pack of 18 switches, so I don't think it's going to be horribly expensive to actually get that free shipping, and you'll have a little bit extra in case you want to build a TKL or a 65%. These are actually some of the nicest switches that I've taken a look at all year, and we're going to take a quick dive into them and do a couple of sound tests. I have the red linears inside of my black Aurora 65, the heavy tactiles inside of my white Aurora 65, and then I also have the yellow linears inside of my Halo 65 keyboard as well. We're going to be doing sound tests of all three, and then we're also going to be checking out the clear switches as well as the silent linears. They're also going to be featuring factory lubrication as well. And speaking of factory lube, let's see how good of a job they did. As far as taking a look at the factory lube application, I definitely do see a pretty consistent light coat of factory oil on the stems, as well as we featured this double stage spring, which will give you a little bit snappier performance. And using these switches, I also don't hear any spring ping at all. So they are doing a pretty good job with the factory lube. I don't really think that it's fully necessary to go through and re-lube these yourself. If you just want a nice one and done switch yourself, I would definitely recommend giving these a look. Now, out of the bunch, what are my favorite switches? Well, I would definitely have to go with the heavy tactiles. They feature a 70-gram spring, super crispy heavy tactile bump that honestly really competes with the Boba U4Ts in my opinion. Like, these are definitely a very similar experience, and they're also cheaper and a little bit easier to find in my opinion. And you also don't have to touch these with any kind of lubricant at all. Like, these are really well factory lube, pretty much perfect going in a high-end build, a budget build, it doesn't really matter. These switches are that good. They just give you a nice, super clean sound without any spring ping, and they just did a fantastic job. Now, with the linears, I definitely prefer the red linears as opposed to the yellow linears. The red linears feature a 67-gram bottom out compared to the 53-gram bottom out on the yellow. So the yellows, if you're a little bit younger or you just prefer a much lighter typing experience, then the yellows are going to be very good as well. And I do think that aesthetically, the yellows look a little better myself. But the reds with that heavier spring, only slightly though, definitely make a little bit better typing experience. But the yellows are going to provide you probably with a little bit better gaming experience in terms of responsiveness and being able to actuate the switches the quickest. But quite honestly, the reds and the yellows are very close. You'd be fine with either purchase. My least favorite of the bunch would probably be the silent switches, just because I'm not personally a fan of silent switches. Like, you know, I kind of got into mechanical keyboards because of the sound. And some people may want a really silent keyboard. So if you're just looking for a very smooth, pre-lubed, factory silent switch that does not have any spring ping, then I would highly consider those silent switches if I were you. But it's not necessarily what I'm looking for though. So that's why I didn't do a full build with these silent switches. The transparent switches, on the other hand, these are surprisingly smooth as well. You guys will hear it in the quick comparison. Very smooth, good lubricant application as well. And these are going to be great if you have shine through RGB keycaps and you want to let the RGB lights shine as bright as possible. Do want to thank you guys for watching this video as well, and I hope you guys enjoyed these quick sound tests. If you are looking at purchasing these from Custom Keys, be sure to use our affiliate code. It does help out the channel as well. And I want to thank you guys again for watching Too Much Tech. Enjoy the sound test.